going to visit my mother tomorrow, and they're always wanting me to bring treats. So I'm going to make an apple pie today and take it over to her house tomorrow. So I've got my crust started. I've got 2 cups of flour. I'm going to make that 9-inch deep dish Pampered Chef pie plate. It's extra deep, so you need an extra large crust. One recipe isn't enough, so I've doubled it. I've got 2 cups of flour here and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now all I have to do is put my shortening. What I need is a cup and a 1/4. So I have this nifty measuring cup to be able to get all of it out once I have it full. So just pack it in. So my mother lives in a retirement community, and she has a lovely home and just is having the time of her life. They have so much fun in this retirement community that it's like being in high school. They just have a blast. She's made so many friends, and she's friendly to begin with, so she just loves this. So, okay, I have a cup. Got it all out. All right, now I need a 1/4 cup. All right. All right. Cup and a 1/4. Now, that's easy. So I have a pastry cutter here. It's a Pampered Chef item, and I'm just going to cut my shortening into the flour until it looks like coarse cornmeal, coarse ground cornmeal. Okay, so now it's time to peel, slice, and core my apples. So I have this handy Pampered Chef apple peeler slicer core, and I'm going to insert this apple into the spokes. So you have to kind of help it get started with peeling. This machine behaves a lot better with a large apple than it does a small apple. You have to kind of help it sometimes to do the peeling. Now it's going into the corer and the slicer. Perfect. Now I cut in half, and now I have all of these beautiful slices. I have a bunch of apples here. Take off just a little bit of the peeling. And I've got. So my mother lives very close to her 2 sisters. There was a 3rd sister, and she passed away. But the other 2 They all live right there by each other. It makes me so happy because they have such a good time together. And that's what retirement should be like, I think. This is working well. It doesn't like brown spots in apples, so you have to make sure that your apples are fresh, because it just won't peel at the brown spot. This time it's coming out perfectly. Get it all the way so it slices all the way. Gets the core off. Take the very top off, the very bottom off. Look how easy that is. Cut it in half. I love apple pies, but they can be so much trouble to make. But with this machine I've got, the apple peeler slicer core, it's wonderful. Okay, so my apples are all ready to go. They're sliced real pretty. See a few with a little bit of peeling on it, but it's not going to be a problem. So I need 2 cups sugar and a 1/2 cup flour. Two cups sugar. 1/2 cup flour. Now I want to get my seasonings in, my spices. I have 2 teaspoons of cinnamon that I need. Y'all, this is an old recipe of mine. I don't make it very often anymore. But it's one that I experimented with years ago. I still love it. Apple pie is timeless. It's 2 teaspoons cinnamon. I need 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg. Love nutmeg. Smells delicious. And so a heaping teaspoon. Okay, so I need 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. Heaping 1/4 teaspoon. 1/4 teaspoon heaping of allspice. Allspice. Alright, that's it for your spices. Now what we have is a half a cup of melted butter. Now we're gonna just stir all this together. That's it. Stir it together. It gets nice and mixed up. Coats all those apple pieces. Look at that. I wish you could see how beautiful it is. There's nothing like an apple pie. All American. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get my topping prepared. I've started with 2 cups flour in this bowl. I need a cup of packed brown sugar. Let's start with half a cup. And half a cup, it's going to have a crown topping, which is my favorite. So now I'll get that kind of stirred together. I'll use my pastry cutter. It's just flour and sugar, and the rest of the topping is a cup of cold butter. So I just so my oven is preheated to 375. Okay. Just crimp all the way around. Use your fingers. You can use a fork and make little fork tines. You can make it real fancy. But I am not that fancy today. Okay. So I have some leftover dough for sure. I made my crust a little bit thick today. Hope it's okay. Doubt if anyone is going to complain. All right. Now it's time to fill my crust. I have these juicy apples. Smells so good. Oh my goodness. This is a lot of topping. I'm not going to use quite all of it because my recipe is for a 10-inch skillet. So I wrote the recipe. And this is not a 10-inch skillet, but look, I'm building it up in the middle. That's it. Beautiful pie. Well, I'm putting it in the oven. Oh, there it is. Putting it in the oven at 375 for 1 hour or until brown and bubbling. So, look at that pie. I'm gonna get a sheet pan so when it bubbles over, we'll catch it. All right, y'all, I'll come back in an hour. Okay, so the apple pie is out. It is beautifully brown. It smells so delicious. I wish I could cut into it, but I'm going to save it for tomorrow and take it to my mom. So y'all have a good day, and I'll see you soon.